yeah. Hey. Back in that, yeah.
So, having spent a great week riding down to Tassie and around it with Lyndon, and staying in what can best be described as budget accommodation, um, I was propelled from the top pub at Rosebery to the top suite at the Tasman Hotel in Hobart once Col had arrived, and my universe changed for the next week while we toured around Tassie in a car for a change. So, although the first part of this video is not really motorcycling related, it's nevertheless part of the Tasmanian trip that I did, and I thought I'd include some of it because it was quite scenic and yeah, we visited some nice places along the way. So I'd include those and then get back onto my motorcycle trip back from Hobart back to Sydney.
Well, it's just a perfect morning down here at the waterfront in Hobart this morning. There's not a breath of wind out there, and yeah, the temperature-wise, it's pretty mild, I would say. I've got my puffer jacket on, but I really don't need it on, only because I couldn't tell what the temperature was when I was in the hotel room. But it's not uncomfortable with it on, so it's that kind of temperature. But what a beautiful morning. Wow. It is just gone 6 a.m. and so I decided I'd take a little walk along the waterfront here. Hotel's just literally a stone's throw from it. Yeah, this is the little small craft basin. As you can see how glassy that water is there. Wow. But it's called the Lady Nelson. Every year they have here in this very basin, I don't know how they arrange it to get everyone else out, but they have, I don't know if it's every year, but I was here one year when they had a wooden craft festival, and this basin was just obviously full of wooden craft that were moored up in here on display, and you could walk along these gangways and have a look at them, speak to the owners if you were that way inclined. Yeah, very traditional boats that were these old clinker built, whatever they call them, boats of the era were built here, were moored here. It's beautiful. So let's see if I can zoom in on the hotel room from here. It's pretty quick, the zoom, but let's go for it anyway. So that's it there, that kind of glass section sticking up just to the left of the red roof building, or yeah, just to the left of that. So we're on the top corner room, facing sort of the corner that faces this way. This is a fantastic room with views out over the whole seafront here. Even if you want to, you can see the bridge as well. There's Mount Wellington in the background there. Lovely quaint part of Hobart that's just behind, I don't know what the area is called, but it's just behind Salamanca, a place or whatever that is where they have the markets on Saturdays. And thought I'd just take a walk up here. Colin and I walked down here the other day after we ate at a very mediocre Japanese restaurant called, I think it's called Three Japanese or something. Very mediocre place, I must say. They had sashimi, but no nigiri, believe it or not. That's got to be the laziest form of sushi imaginable. Let's just slice up some pieces of fish and go no further. So anyway, this is really nice. It is raining. Oh, there's the place there now. So that little white block building is Three Japanese, and yeah, not worth the trouble of going there. Really isn't. So I'm just taking a walk around in the rain. It's now raining properly, because I thought I'd come back up here and get a shot of these houses that are in this area, in these streets, which are really nice, I must say. Really old style. I don't know what this style is. I'm going to say Victorian. Yeah, I'm going to call it Victorian style. The only reason I do that is because of the brookie lace adorning the entrances and the verandas. So very nice. So this is the Richmond Bridge that was built in 1823 using convict labour. I think everything that was built in that era used convict labour. But it's a beautiful little structure, this, I must say. It's very appealing. There's a river flowing through. Okay, so what are the chances of this? We've just arrived in Strawn, driven over today from Hobart, so about 4.5 hours, and we parked over here. This is our unit that we booked into down the side here, and our neighbours have arrived, and they're in exactly the same car, same colour, one number apart on the registration plate. Also renting from Avis and staying in the matching unit right next door to us. So we're in this one on the left, they're in this one on the right. Who'd believe it? That you could have exact same cars, one number apart, hired from the same company, and we're renting the same B&B in Strawn on the exact same day.
It's just unbelievable. Anyway, this is a lovely unit looking out over the water, as you can see. It's got like an upstairs mezzanine level with a bedroom. And downstairs here is just the living area. But looks out over the water here. It's just beautiful. So this is us for tonight. And tomorrow we head up to Stanley. But this is us for tonight. Got some laundry going. And we're going to find the local IGA supermarket and do a bit of shopping. So this is the hotel that Coles booked us into for the tonight and tomorrow night, called the Ship Inn in Stanley, and it's just a lovely place. It's set on this road with a whole lot of sort of historic buildings all the way up and down the road, and Stanley's just a must visit place in Tasmania if you ever come to the northwest part of it. Anyway, so the room she got for us is called Roaring Tom's room, and it's got a couple of private courtyards which are very nice. The sort of outdoor area on the front here. Be nice to sit out here and have a cup of coffee in the morning, that's for sure. And then, yeah, inside is just lovely. And so off to the left there's a full kitchen. It's got everything, kind of semi-stocked for breakfast, and then lovely cozy lounge downstairs here, and another courtyard off to the side of that, and then yeah, that's a dining area just there, and the kitchen's off to the right facing that way. And then yeah, upstairs are 2 bedrooms.
I shall smile.
She'll smile demurely. Anyway, lovely little windows, bay window, or no, just cottage windows, and a view out, which is easier said than done on this little camera because it's got me into trouble before. Just down the road on the left here is a fishmonger, and they've got the best fishing on earth there. So I'll cook fish tonight or tomorrow night. And then yeah, nice bathroom. It's not big, but it's big. It's big enough. And then this is the second bedroom and bathroom. Oh, ooh, bonus. Okay, didn't realize that. And then out here on the upper level is another little deck, nicely appointed, and then the gardens of the property go all the way up the back here, really nice. And then this rock
that you can see this cliff face is called the Nut. Now, I can't remember why it's called the Nut, to be honest with you, but it's a famous piece of famous bit of landscape, yeah, on the map in Tasmania. The cable car that goes up the side of it, and yeah, I don't know that I've done it once, believe it or not. Actually done it once. So isn't this lovely? It's beautiful. Well, it's a real shitty day, as you can see. The first shitty day of the whole trip, really. And I'm leaving, I've left Hobart, and I'm on my way to Deloraine. Not going to be doing much recording on the ride because I'm going to preserve the battery on this thing because it's not, I can't have the charging port open while it's raining. So, yeah, so that's the game plan. I'm heading to Deloraine. We'll see. If it gets too miserable, I might just call it quits. It's only 181 k's away. It's just gone 20 past, well, it's on 20 past 10 in the morning, so I've got plenty of time to do this. So I shall just press on. I'm all wrapped up, got all my weather gear on, and we'll see how we do. Till later. Well, just leaving this little spot I stayed at last night called Beauty Point, up on the northern end of uh, Tasmania, Beauty Point Tourist Park. Lovely little cabin, very well appointed, I must say, beautifully, in fact, spotlessly clean, and yeah, a nice stay. Um, Comfortable, hot shower, good shower. Yeah, just lovely. So now, today I'm heading off to Devonport. The boarding time for the ferry starts at 4:15. It's now just 10 o'clock in the morning. I've had a really easy start. I've only got 70 kilometers to Devonport today. So I'm just going to putter along and yeah, take my time. I've got to fill up, but that's about the only thing I have to do. Oh, and have a coffee. Um, Aside from that, not much. I didn't get my book started. I will listen to my book. Listening to an audio book called, so it's fiction, called Robert Galbraith, The Cuckoo's Calling. It's not a bad story so far. I've got 1 hour and 6 minutes left in it.
Recording.
Well, I've just ridden off the ferry, and of course I forgot to press the record button, but it doesn't matter. It's not a big deal. I think I've got many shots of that. Um, and So heading into Geelong, I've got an appointment for the bike at the local Geelong Royal Enfield dealership, and so yeah, got this appointment with the local guys to have a look. Well, do a service on the bike for one. They're going to stick a new back tire on for me. This one's not done for, but it's not going to be good by the time I get home. So, and I want to do a bit of dirt along the way if I can. So I'll see, yeah, put a new tire on and see if they can find the source of this clanking on my drive train. Yeah, it's not getting better, that's for sure. And we I'm not sure if in Victoria lane filtering is permitted, but you know what? I've got New South Wales plates on, so we'll just play ignorance. That's the way to do it. A nice calm ride over, it really was. There was nothing to speak of. When we went over to Tassie, yeah, there was quite a swell out there, chop, and and you felt that, the whole night until we got close to Tasmania. But coming over last night, wow, what a smooth ride. It was unbelievable. Okay, here we are, Royal Enfield. Alrighty, so that's where I'm going to be coming to drop my bike off. Okay, Twisted Motor, it's cool. Well, this is the Queenscliff ferry that I'm going to be taking over to Sorrento right now. So I'm at the Queenscliff side of the heads at Port Phillip, I think it's called. Anyway, big vessel that just comes in like this. Wow. Okay, well, I've just ridden off the ferry from Queenscliff to Sorrento, and just on my way out of Sorrento now, sort of heading up the
Mornington Peninsula. I'm going to head toward Bairnsdale, and then sort of take the Dargo Road, or whatever road that's called, um, from there. So that's the loose plan right now. I stayed over last night in Sale, at the Midtown Motel, and it just so happens that when I came through here last year on my postie bike, sort of would have been mid-July, I stayed at the Midtown Motel, and they anyway. So when I checked in here now, it was the same girl behind the desk, and she kind of recognized me, and then I reminded her, and yeah, she was really surprised to see me. I got a room upgrade out of that, which was very kind of them, and so I had a nice day. They got a restaurant there now, which is okay, and yeah, so it was a good stay in Sale, and I'm heading on now to just following the coast. I was going to go up to Dargo, but there's lots of rain up there, and it's very twisty, and you eventually get onto gravel, and I don't want to be doing that on my own. Um, and so I've decided to head toward Cooma in New South Wales via Bombala, and see where the road takes me. So for now, I'm going to head toward Lakes Entrance. Well, after a mediocre breakfast in Bairnsdale, and when I say mediocre, I mean it, I went to a bakery, and you'd think, okay, at a bakeries, and this is why we typically go to bakeries, is because you think you've got a fair chance of getting something respectable. So I went to the bakery in Bairnsdale, and they had on the menu bacon and eggs on toast. So I wanted that and a flat white, a simple order. And I got asked when I'd ordered my bacon and eggs and toast whether I wanted marge on the toast. And I said, oh no, I'd like butter, please. To which he said, no, we don't have butter. This is a bakery that says we don't have butter. What in God's name are they baking with? And they're baking with marge. And so avoid bakeries in Bairnsdale because you're not going to get the real thing at all. Um, and yes, so um, very meat. And the eggs, oh my God, these things had been fried to tomorrow. Um, as you cut into the yolk, it just crumbled away. It was so overcooked. The white was rubbery. So the bacon was okay, for bacon that you can get here in Australia, which is very mediocre in my view. And, but it was done okay and cooked okay. Cooked to add a bit of flavour to what is otherwise a very bland cut of meat here. And so that was my. Oh, so yes, no butter, no marge. I said, no, you're going to skip the marge. I'm not having marge on my toast. Thank you very much. And so that was the story. Now, what you've seen me coming into here is um, Lakes Entrance, which is a lovely spot. I've got to say that. It's got so much going for it. It's got this marina, but not only that, just these waterways. When I was on my postie bike, I did take
shots from a viewpoint as you come into town from Bairnsdale, and it's really beautiful. So anyway, Lakes Entrance, pretty good spot. I wouldn't want to be here during the holiday season. I reckon it must just be mental. It's a real holiday mecca. You can just see it. It caters to the fishermen and holiday maker very well, which means it will be completely inundated during. Oh, I'm going the wrong way. During the summer months or during the holiday times. Not short of eating establishments here. I'm behind a Volvo driver. Ay, 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 ay. What is it that attracts drivers like that to Volvos? What is it about Volvos? It's either the driver or the Volvo, or a combination of the two. I've never quite figured it out. I mean, yeah, Volvos are reportedly very safe cars, but so are Mercedes and BMWs and Audis and you name it today. Yet Volvos have this attraction to um, oh, okay, continue. Volvos have this attraction to shit drivers. Um, and when I say shit drivers, I mean it in every sense of the word. They are people who can't make a decision, who are scared of the very vehicle they drive, who shit themselves on the roads they're driving on, um, and um, and and drive with no matter what age they are, they drive like geriatrics. So um, yeah, it's just amazing that there's this link between shit drivers and Volvos. Now the drivers of of today's Volvos are going to say, "Oh no, not us. Um, we're we drive them because of their sportiness and their performance and blah blah blah." Then get something else because you're still driving a Volvo.
Recording.
Well, I'm riding on this road. It's a road from between August and Bombala rather, and the C612. I don't know what the actual name of the road is. Anyway, it is just fantastic. I mean, it's obviously a blacktop, but all the same, um, it's just a fantastic road through these um, sort of up into the mountains, up into the highlands, and through these trees and forests and that. It's fantastic. Um, and yeah, just enjoying puttering up here on the Himi. It just keeps on winding its way. It's fantastic. I've never done this road before, so notwithstanding the fact that it's not a gravel surface, I was, I was going to go a different route today, sort of up toward Harrietville, um, through Darga, but there's some gravel there, and there was some predictions for some heavy thunderstorms and all that kind of stuff. And you know, when you're riding on your own, and you just don't need, in my opinion, at the age of 67, to be taking unnecessary risks. So If I was riding with Lyndon or somebody else, that would be a different matter. But on your own, you slide off a road and go over the edge somewhere, and you that's it. No one's going to see you, no one's going to hear the screams. Um, so I'm a bit more cautious these days. There was a lot more adventure in Gav at one point, but yeah, not so much anymore. But that doesn't mean you can't have a good time and enjoy yourself. And this is just brilliant. I'm loving this ride, and of course on this little bike, it just makes it all the more pleasurable because you're not having, when you've got the power and the braking and you've got all of that on the bike, you're always tempted to use it coming out of corners and going into corners, the brakes, under brakes and all that. Whereas on this thing, you just putter around. So it makes the ride a lot more relaxed and than you would otherwise have. So less thrilling, more relaxed. And I'm all for that these days. Um, so, so I've got 119 k's to Bombala from here, which is another just under 2 hours. And so from there, I'll probably press on to Kuma or Jinnabine. I'll see how I feel about that when I get to Bombala.
Recording.
Well, after Bombala, I've been heading up the Monaro Highway now, and this is Namidabel. Not much to say about this little place, but I've travelled through it a good few times. A little pub over here and the bakery. Not bad stopover places by all accounts. And you're through the other end of it before you know it, like right now. So, it's quite cool now. It's cooled off a lot. Earlier on, I took the lining out of my jacket eventually, and then rode into some rain, and that wasn't too bad, except there were some twisties to deal with on a wet surface. Depending on which way I choose to go, I should be home tomorrow night. A day early, because I can't see myself taking 2 days to get home from here. So it should be my last night on the road. Been a great trip, I must say, from every aspect. Great riding with Lyndon the first week and a bit, and then Cole came over and we did some driving around, and just took in Tasmania as much as we could in the time frame, and and then my ride home's been absolutely great. And would like to have taken in some dirt on the way home, but it is what it is. We've just got to, I guess, one, stay safe,
Back in that bag again. Whoa, oh, yeah. Hey. Back in that, yeah. Tell them to watch watch it. Now I ain't talking my pockets, just know we ain't running out the way that we stock it. If I got it, you got it. If I call it, she slide and tell her to mop it. Yeah, I got that shit doing. Damn, she took that thing off and bring it around. Going at it till